up, everybody? Guess who's back? Back again. It's your boy Troy King, aka T King Mode. And I'm back. And this man, thank God I'm back, man. Because this dude right here tried to ruin this show last week. But telling and look, y'all, just for the record, I was not at a Glizzy convention, I was not at a hot dog convention. Even though this man tried to lie to the masses, I was not there. I'm here. What's up, everybody? What's up, Toronto Dave? It feels so good to be back. For those who don't know, once again, my name is Troy King, aka T King Mode, and I'm here with the guy who tried to ruin the show last week, saying he's on a hot dog vacation. This man, Laquan Jones, LQ, Mr. NFL, Mr. Real Deal Fancy, whatever you want to call him. What's up, LQ? How you doing tonight, man?
Good, man. It's playoffs weeks, man. It's an important week.
We made it to the playoffs, people. What's up, Dynasty Barry? What's up, Jay Jackson? What is up, my peoples? We got a lot to talk about, man. What's up? Like, yo, man, let's talk about something real quick, man. Hold on. We got a lot of news that happened in the NFL, man. A lot of freaking news. So
a lot of news. A lot of QBs are hurt right now.
A lot of everybody got hurt, bro. A lot of everybody got hurt. So let's run through the news real quick. The biggest news, Kyler Murray, he's out for the season with an ACL injury. They signed Carson Strong. I mean, Colt McCoy is going to be the backup. And what are your initial thoughts about it, man? I mean, it's terrible injury, non-contact. We knew it was bad once it happened.
Yeah. Once it happened, we knew it was bad. But, this is all signals that Cliff Kingsbury, his time is, it's ticking down. I don't know if he's the head coach going to the next season, but man, Carson Strong coming in, I think he'll be the backup. I think Colt McCoy will probably take the ones this week. Carson Strong hasn't done anything. He was cut. He's been on waivers for forever, so I don't know if he's even game time ready to be going in as a starting quarterback. But
I mean, yeah, he's the backup. It's going to be Colt McCoy. Colt McCoy is going to be the starter. I feel like that's obvious. He knows the system. He's been in the system for quite some time. It's going to be the Colt McCoy show, but I mean, wow. I told y'all it was not at a freaking Glizzy.
Yo, what up, Mike?
Get this guy out of here, bro. Okay. Anyways, there's a lot of other news, man. So the Saints, they're sticking with Andy Dalton. I don't know why they're sticking. It must be the draft pick. Do they have their own draft pick? So I'm guessing they're just sticking with him just to get a higher draft pick.
I don't know. This is clear tanking, or I don't know what the deal is. Jameis Winston's healthy. Let's just say that. He's a healthy quarterback, and he's not playing. He lost the starting job due to injury, which is wild.
Yeah, I mean, he has so much more upside. I look clearly, they just don't like Jameis. I mean, it's what it is. Obviously, Jameis's time in New Orleans is, it's done. We'll see what happens with him in the future. But yeah, Jameis is obviously done. But there's a lot more injury news, man. Ramondre Stevenson injured. I'm just gonna go through a list of injuries. We got so many, so I'm just gonna rapid fire through the rest of these injuries, y'all.
Rapid fire all these. Jesus.
Wait, hold on. What Mike saying? Carson Strong sounds like a bad guy. That's probably one of the funniest things Mike ever said. That was a good one, Mike. Okay. That was a good one. All right, let's just run through the injuries real quick, and then we're going to get to the Glizzy Gobbler, y'all. Okay. Tyreek Hill, ankle injury. Think he's day-to-day. I think he's going to be okay. Jeff Wilson, injured. He's also day-to-day. DJ Moore, I think we need more news on it. It was also an ankle injury. I don't know. I think he was getting an MRI or something. I haven't seen an update on it. Okay, did you see any update on DJ Moore's injury?
No, day-to-day.
Yeah, so
basically monitor all week.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, he's been out. He's probably gonna be out for a little while. Deebo Samuel, high ankle sprain. He's gonna be out like 3-4 weeks. Tyler Huntley, concussion. We'll see what happens. Probably gonna be a concussion protocol. Wouldn't be surprised if he missed this game. Russell Wilson, concussion. Kenny Pickett, concussion. We got guys dropping like flies. Desmond Ridder is going to start this week.
Ugh.
T.Y. Hilton. We got some old random guys who signed to.
But let's touch on that real quick.
Which part?
T.Y. Hilton. That's just basically.
Well, I get to. I say T.Y. Hilton signed to the Cowboys. Now you can talk.
But listen, that's the thing. That's basically saying they're out of the Odell Beckham sweepstakes. Like they're basically washed because Odell said himself, there's no point in him even playing this season, the regular season, if he wants to get when the pressure's on. That's where he performs the most. But no team's buying into that. Like nobody's gonna pay you X amount of dollars just to play one playoff game potentially. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't make sense. So I don't
And
think he's
also,
signed anywhere.
and I think the problem with Odell, and he has to learn whatever system he's going to, right?
Yeah, so
So
you're just jumping in a playoff game thinking you're about to be okay. Like
and
what?
and I know there's some news about Jerry Jones kind of concerned that maybe he won't be good until early next year. So one, he's not going to be fully good to go until early next year. Then he has to learn to play, but he can't just go out there and run a 9. It's like he has to do other things, and he's going to be like a wide receiver 3 in someone's team. Well, if it's a playoff team, he's not going to be the wide receiver 1, so he's just going to be a role player. So, and I feel like there's way too much about OBJ. And I don't know. It's too much. Oh, by the way,
if you got him on your team, just drop him. If you're in the playoffs, just get rid of him. He's not playing this year.
Yeah. Also, so guys, I see some questions already coming in the chat. If you have questions, start dropping them now. We're gonna get to them towards in a little bit, right? We got some Glizzy Gobbler. We got some player issues, for the playoffs. We're gonna touch on that. Then we're gonna get to start sit questions or any questions that you got. So make sure you start dropping them now. We're gonna get to those towards the end of the show. So okay, so we also got Baker Mayfield. Obviously, he's the Rams QB now for the time being. So it looks like he did his thing with the comeback win. Looks like that's going to be his job for the foreseeable future for this season. Cole Beasley also signed to the Bills, which is super weird, but whatever. He's back to the Bills. Damian Pierce has a high ankle sprain, so it's probably going to be Dare Ogunbowale time. And lastly, Benjamin was waived by Houston. I think I got to all the news, man. There was so much that happened. If I forgot something, let me know. Oh, also, Toronto Day forgot. Make sure y'all smashing that like button. It really helps us out. So everyone who's in the chat, make sure you are liking this video. We really appreciate y'all. But all right, man. Is there anything else you want to get to, man, before we get to one of our favorite segment of the show?
Now we can get straight into the Glizzy Gobbler.
We gonna talk to Glizzy Gobbler, y'all.
He's a Glizzy Gobbler.
As y'all know, man, we are at the Glizzy Gobbler section of the show. For those who don't know what a Glizzy Gobbler is, that basically just means that somebody who you thought had expectations for, and they let you down. And I'm gonna tell you my Glizzy Gobbler, man. My Glizzy Gobbler is Mike Evans. Yo, I don't know what's going on with Mike Evans. Mike Evans missed the always 1,000-yard season for this whole career. Wide receiver 1 bona fide. This man has been sucking this year.
I mean, I don't know what it is like with Brady and this offense in general. Like it's just bad. It's not going well. They got I kind of figured that the 49ers were gonna not exactly like blow them out. Like I knew they were gonna beat their ass, but Jesus, this was probably the worst we've seen that Buccaneers offense.
And I just don't understand because Brian Leftwich is still there. So it's like Brian Leftwich is there. It's not like a huge offensive change. The only thing that's really changed is that there's a lot of injuries to the offensive line. But outside of that, it just looks like a completely different offense since the past couple of years. But yeah, Mike Evans, he put up 4 for 44, which is okay for maybe a low-end wide receiver 2, but for Mike Evans, it's not okay. And then the week before, 4 for 59, whatever. The week before that, 2 for 31. He's just been so disappointing. He's not scoring touchdowns. He's just there. He's just there. And because he sucked, I actually missed a playoff berth. I just needed him to do his thing, and he sucked. So thanks, Mike Evans, for sucking so much. But yeah, he is my Glizzy Gobbler, man.
Which league was that? What league did you miss?
Man, you were not in that league, bro. You're not in every single league that I'm in.
I just beat you this week. That's why I was asking. I'm going to the playoffs because of a win over you. I'm just saying.
What league did you beat me in? What league? Nah, that's BS.
Dynasty Dirtbags, that league.
Bro, I'm not even in that league.
You are. I just posted. It don't matter. Go ahead.
Bro, I'm not in Dynasty Dirtbags.
It sounds like
bro. Y'all see this man just making up shit, bro. Don't believe anything that he says.
Look, go to my Twitter now. I got receipts, bro.
Nah.
He's a Glizzy Gobbler.
Now LQ's a Glizzy Gobbler. All right, man. Tell people you're Glizzy Gobbler, bro, because you just say nonsense.
First of all, that's not nonsense. Second of all,
nonsense.
The Glizzy Gobbler of the week has to be George Kittle, man. It's been very tough to have him in starting lineups, which I understand where, we're told to get the elites. We're told to go into draft day, get the guys like Mark Andrews, George Kittle, Travis Kelce. But George Kittle has been asked the last 3 games, man, less than 7 points. And with this possibility of, Purdy, being hurt, having a chest issue or whatever the question, oblique, I think it is, injury.
Oblique.
Who knows who's going to be playing quarterback? And this just puts us into a loop going into the playoffs. I am in a situation where George Kittle is obviously my starting tight end, but then I'm looking at Evan Ingram on my bench after he just blew up. So this is a situation where it's like, come on, bro. We got to get it together. Why you got to be a Glizzy gobbler this week of all weeks, George Kittle? So he is my Glizzy gobbler, and we just need to find fantasy points from these tight ends.
It's tough, man. Look, tight ends are always and forever will be a very unpredictable position unless you're Mark Andrews or Travis Kelce.
Mark Andrews sucked this week too.
He sucked this week, bro, because he does. I mean, he's playing with a backup quarterback, so it's just like. But in general,
Huntley feed him a lot. He put up big points last time he played with Huntley.
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like when their starting quarterback is healthy, usually Travis Kelce is the god, right? He's in his own tier, and everyone else is kind of just there in tight end world.
First
we
6
already know that.
Actually, you're watching.
All right, y'all. We gonna switch gears, man. Before we get into the questions, start dropping your questions now because we're gonna get to those soon. So you got questions, start dropping them now. Start sits, whatever you got. This is playoffs, man. Start sit questions.
Yes, sir.
Look, they could look. They're gonna make you or break you. This is go time. This is when you can't play games anymore, and we're here to help you. It's like we're here to help you out. I mean, like I said, most of the time, LQ thinks I'm in leagues I'm not in with him. He's making shit up, but it's okay. Because I'm gonna win my other playoff leagues that I am in with him, and I'm gonna get the chip. So I'm gonna let y'all know when I win those championships against LQ. I'm gonna be back here and I'm gonna let y'all know. I'll give y'all an update. But anyways, I digress. Let's get to some players with playoff trust issues because again, there are some players that might have performed and maybe put up a week here and there, but can you really trust them in the playoffs? Let's get started with the first player, my guy. Okay. Cam Akers. Let's start off with Cam Akers, man. Can you really trust him in the playoffs? Like he actually didn't have a bad week last week, but it's just is he going to have consistent production for you? Obviously, he's on a very garbage team. Rams aren't going anywhere.
First of all, watch your mouth when you talk to me, bro.
No, listen. Look, Cam Akers, he's actually been putting up some decent points. So last week, 12 rushing attempts for 42 yards and a touchdown.
That's
17 attempts, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns. So, a flex play, RB2. What do we see Cam Akers like? What?
Listen, I'm going to trust him this week and only this week against the Packers because the Packers have been absolutely terrible against the run. So there's the upside there. They're actually second in most rushing touchdowns allowed since week 4, and they have allowed the most rushing yards per game since week 4. So the upside is there on the rushing side for Cam Akers. And then on the other side, he has 57% of the snaps in the last 2 weeks. That's also something we can put in our favor to have confidence in putting him in the lineup. So I trust him this week against the Packers. I trust him to find the end zone. He has 3 touchdowns in the last 2 games. So we can't ignore that. As much as I've been hating Cam Akers this entire offseason, he's looking like somebody you can trust just this week. I wouldn't trust him beyond. So if you have better options or safer options, after this week, go with them because after this week, the matchups are not going to be there for Cam Akers.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's hard to ignore when he's clearly the RB1. They're using him in the end zone, so I agree with that.
Yeah, he had 100% of the red zone duties the last 2 weeks too, so that's also
Cam Akers is gross, but I agree. I think I'll trust Cam Akers for this week, but I'm not trusting him for all the playoffs. All right,
no.
Switching gears, Alvin Kamara.
Ugh.
So Alvin Kamara, he has been extremely disappointing for the entire season. Let me tell you about his stats for the past couple games. Last game, 12 attempts, 26 yards, 2 receptions. Then he had 7 rushing attempts, 13 yards, 6 receptions, which is, we like the PPR points. Week before that, 12 for 42, 4 receptions, 0 touchdowns. It's so nasty. What do we?
It's nasty work.
Do we trust Alvin Kamara this week? What do we do with him?
It's not even just this week. The playoffs, I don't trust him. It's not even looking at ahead of like just this week alone. Like if you're a playoff team with Alvin Kamara, you have to factor in he's not going to get all of the red zone duty. You have Taysom Hill leading the team in rushing touchdowns right now, which is disgusting. So
Absolutely disgusting.
when they get to the red zone, when they eventually get to the red zone, because they've scored, I think, less than 18 points in the last 4 or 5 games, which I don't understand why they're sticking with Andy Dalton. It's disgusting. Since week 9, they're averaging 13 points per game. That is god awful. And Alvin Kamara is suffering. So that's why there's trust issues going into Alvin Kamara, because it's not even him as the player. It's the scheme, it's the player. The scheme, the quarterback, Taysom Hill, just everything that is mixed in that where you can't really trust him. So obviously you're not going to bench Alvin Kamara for a nobody. Like you're not going to bench Alvin Kamara for Cam Akers, put it like that. So I really don't know where to put him at on the trust meter.
I would just say, like, look, if y'all want to list some running backs, like, okay, would you rather play Deontay Foreman or Alvin Kamara?
Fuck.
These are the start-sit decision again. Y'all got questions, drop them, but these are decisions that you're gonna have to make.
A better one, Alvin Kamara, or you wouldn't have.
But you can't ask me a question before you answer my question.
Nah, I'm not answering that. That's nasty work. I'm not gonna get clipped. But what I'm saying is a better question.
No, wait, hold on. Audience, y'all gotta back me up. This man, I asked this man a question. This man trying to ask me another question.
Interview, I can deny. What the hell,
bro? We are a start-sit show. Answer the goddamn question for the people, man. Bro, I asked you a question. Answer the question.
I want to start Alvin Kamara.
Damn, was that so hard? That so hard?
Because it's nasty work. I don't believe in it really. But anyway, I'm gonna start Alvin Kamara. But again, if you have somebody that has a Ken Walker, or you have somebody that's coming off an injury as well as a running back, I kind of want to lean towards them. Like I want to fix my lineup to where I'm happy and safe. I can't trust Alvin Kamara right now.
So I see a good Alvin Kamara question, but Jay, I see your question. We're gonna get to that during the question because I like that question.
You go.
No. Let's save it for the questions portion. I see it. We're gonna address it. But I think if you have him, you play him, but it's hard to put anyone else on. Okay, T. Higgins, that man put up 0. We got a last minute thing that he was injured. He played one snap, hamstring. He ruined.
Apparently, they knew about it during the warm-ups. That's what pissed everybody off.
And the fact that he hurt a lot of people going to the playoffs, man.
He's 2 people that did not go to the playoffs because of him and Kyler Murray. So
playoff trust issues. Do we trust? I mean, we have to watch the injury report. We have to look at the injury report, but if he's good to go, I mean, now we thought he was good to go and he wasn't. So where your thoughts are, T. Higgins? I mean, if he's healthy, you got to play him, right?
Yeah, it's a hamstring thing, but a lot of people are in situations where they can pivot off of T. Higgins. And I'm one of those people that will probably pivot off of T. Higgins with this last-minute injury where I don't know how useful he will be in starting lineups. And you have Tyler Boyd, who's also dealing with, an injury as well. So they're kind of banged up right now. I'm happy, Jamar Chase is back, so he'll get full attention. But how useful, how effective will he be on the field for you in the playoffs? Like, this is do or die. Like, I'm not trying to roll the dice on T. Higgins, in the playoffs.
So I'm gonna be different. If T. Higgins is healthy, I'm playing him. If T. Higgins is healthy, I'm playing him, bro. He's put up so many great numbers. We know that when he's in the lineup, he gets fed like a madman. It's a playoff time. It's not time to get cute because I understand that he hurts you. He hurts you. Fine. Go ahead.
My pivot options are players on the caliber of DJ Chark, who are heating up right now, who are getting in the group. Since he's been back, he's been running shit. He's been killing shit, finding the end zone. If you have a player currently on your roster on the caliber of DJ Chark where you're able to pivot, I would absolutely pivot 100% just to play it safe because you're going to put a point. Goff is playing some of his best football. since 2019 right now. So anybody on that offense are going to get targets and they're going to get yards. I love
Zay Jones or T. Higgins?
Zay Jones, 100%.
Wow. I mean, look, Zay Jones and the Chark have been balling, but I don't know if I'm pivoting off T. Higgins if he's healthy. I'm not gonna get. I'm playing my studs.
Listen, that you cannot do in the playoffs because we
T.
see
Higgins is no
fail.
T. God, you're making
fail multiple times.
Bro, you're making it seem like T. been garbage when he's healthy.
No, of course not. But he's not healthy. That's where we're at with it. That's the conversation.
We need to look at the practice report this week. We need to see.
I get it. I understand that. Oh my God.
Yeah, see, even your kids disagree with you, bro. They're like, nah, dude, you start T. Higgins, man.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, fine. I get it, but let's monitor the practice reports. All right, let's switch. Deontay Johnson. Are we trusting Deontay Johnson? That man, let's talk about his stats. He's been getting targets 6 for 82. That was between, Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, 5 for 60. He has been very average. He's been a very average wide receiver too.
The problem is he has the volume. He's averaging like 4 catches a game, and he has 0 touchdowns this season. That's what puts him on the lower scale of like, all right, I got this guy as a flex. If I have a touchdown upside, if I have a better situation, I might pivot. But Deontay Johnson having the volume is still keeping the idea attractive, even with Mitch Trubisky. So I'm on like the fence here with Deontay Johnson. Like I'm king, follow the volume, but then it's like I'm not getting the points that I deserve. I need touchdowns, my guy.
I get it. Yeah, I just feel like it's been such a drop off in the past few years. He was getting like 10 plus targets, in years past.
He was just like AB level, bro. Like I'm just like, you have to follow the volume.
I mean, but yeah, he's getting a decent enough target share where you can keep playing him. Is just he's average. But yeah, I say I trust him enough, but you have to just temper expectations. But I think he's going to be fine. He's going to be consistent. He's getting looks. It's just he's not going to give you those blow up games. He hasn't all season. So you just have to understand what you're going with. And this next player, trust issues, I know very well how I stand, and I'm very sad about the way I feel. Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis. Oh, man. For those who don't know, I am a Gabe Davis fan. I'm a UCF alum. He went to UCF. I've been rooting for this man for a while. Early in the season.
Sure. Yeah.
And early in the season, I'm like, you know what? This man he's doing it. He's getting targets. He's making big plays. He's finally established himself as the wide receiver 2 on the team. And now he's just been very up and down. Like
mid
last game, bro, 3 for 31, 2 for 15, but he scored a touchdown. The week before that, 4 for 38. Like, ugh, they're disgusting. These are disgusting, horrible numbers. And it's part of the David Gabe experience, but what do you think, man? Do you trust him?
You need to know what you're buying into. That's the problem. He's been doing exactly what the hell he's been doing for the last couple seasons. He's not the wide receiver 2. I don't care what stats or what analytics you try to pull up to define him as the wide receiver 2. That man is not the wide receiver 2. You're not going to get wide receiver 2 return. So hell no. I do not trust this man. I don't even roster him. I have 0 shares. You don't trust Gabe Davis.
I don't understand why he doesn't get more volume. He's just like Isaiah McKenzie's been the wide receiver too.
Yes, because Josh Allen all through his career has been.
He likes the slot. He likes the slot. I know he likes the slot.
Why are we going against the grain? Why are we trying to be different?
Bro, this dude, he's 60. He's your biggest receiver on the team. You know he's a red zone threat. Throw to him. I just don't understand. He makes big plays.
Throwing out drops, because I'm not a guy that likes the analytics for drops, because Deontay Johnson was one of those guys had the most drops. But you got to understand, in crucial situations where Josh Allen's chasing a ring, you can't trust Gabe Davis because he's dropping the ball on 3rd down. He's dropping the ball when it's in your hands and it's a touchdown. So it's about trust. This goes back into the Aaron Rodgers theory of not trusting these young wide receivers until proven different. Josh Allen simply does not trust Gabe Davis in crucial moments. He's going to lean on Stephon Diggs.
No, but bro, I can't. I disagree, bro. You saw him in that playoff game where he just exploded. He trusts them in crucial moments. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's the not trusting him thing. It must be
How many
something
playoff
different.
games are we talking about? How many games versus his entire career there?
Okay, but I'm saying he trusts him in a huge playoff game. So I don't know if it's a trust issue. It must be a play calling issue, whatever. I don't know if he's covered. I don't know if he's not getting enough separation. I don't know what it is. But for whatever reason, he's just not targeting him on a consistent basis. Gabe Davis just isn't getting heavily targeted. We all know Diggs is going to get his, but I don't know Josh Allen likes the slot. I don't know. Maybe it's the offensive line, even though I feel the offensive line overall is decent.
If your first read is Stephon Diggs and it's not there, you're gonna go with what you trust, and that's the slot. It's a constant mismatch. And
You're
Cole
right.
Beasley is back, so therefore we can put Gabe Davis to bed.
Okay, well, I'm done with Gabe Davis. Let's for this conversation. I still believe in him. We gonna move. Okay, so we're just gonna go through the type and rapid fire. You let me know if you trust them. Mark Andrews, George Kittle, Evan Ingram. Do you trust any of these guys?
I trust Mark Andrews. I don't trust Ingram, and I don't trust Kittle.
I don't trust. The only one I trust is Mark Andrews. Evan Ingram, I feel like he had a big game, but he's kind of been up and down. He's been up and down in terms of.
It was a great matchup. I
Yeah.
feel like you can't really put all your eggs in the basket for him because I know tight ends, they're hard to come by, but the target share is not there. If we look at the numbers, it's not there for him to be the number one target.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, earlier on, so somebody called out. I remember we were talking about the Saints conversation. I guess they don't have their first. They traded to Philly, almost forgot, so they could get Olave. So I don't know why they're tanking. Okay, so that's
Don't
something
like
I saw.
Jameis. I think we covered that.
Yeah, so I'm curious what they're gonna do.
They hate
But
Jameis.
they do hate James. Okay, we're gonna get to the questions in the chat. I'm just making sure I got. Okay, here we go. We're gonna start answering questions. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them. Make sure you also like this video. It helps us out a lot. So make sure you're liking the video, dropping questions. We're gonna get to your start sit questions, whatever kind of questions you got. We're gonna be in here. We're gonna look. We got you. All right. Jay Jackson, thoughts on Nuke in Hollywood for the playoffs? Now, obviously, it's a lot more complicated because not Kyler throwing to him. It's gonna be Colt McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the upside is man, talking about timing. I got a lot of both of them.
There is no real upside here. There's depression and pain.
Volume. This like I'm gonna quote my guy. Volume. You're playing them. You are not sending any of these guys.
No, you're not sitting them, but you have to prepare, man. You have to be ready for depression and pain because I honestly feel like obviously D Hop's going to get his vibe. Hollywood, he's the one that's really in question, and I don't think you have any better options over Hollywood in the playoffs. So you're looking at a situation where you're starting D Hop regardless, and Hollywood is kind of a toss up. You kind of just have to see what you can do because you can't make trades. There's nothing on the waiver wire, and there's probably nothing on your bench where you could replace Hollywood and be confident. So you kind of have to just pray to the fantasy gods with these two.
No, I agree. You're playing them, but temper expectations, my friend. Okay, next question is from Fizzle Dallas. Shout out Fizzle. Okay, question. Who has the best matchups at QB, RB, wide receiver for playoff week 1?
That's a good question. I feel like if you're going to go with a quarterback this week, like I see a lot of like Trevor Lawrence popping up. I see a lot of golf popping up. These two this week can have still some 20-point upside. These guys are still floating around on benches and surprisingly on the wire. I don't know how, but you're in the playoffs now, so you need to get these quarterbacks in order. And with all these injuries, like I'm not trusting Derek Carr. He's definitely on the last bit of like trusts. But Goff and T Law are like two that I'm looking forward to in these playoffs.
I mean, you got guys like Michael Pittman going against Minnesota, and their defense isn't great. I mean, there's a couple of them. Philly gets Chicago, so everyone's going to go off there. Yeah. You have New York versus Detroit. We know, Detroit's been playing better. Their defense isn't great, so they give up big points. So start your Jets. I like Elijah Moore. I like Elijah Moore a lot in the slot.
But how healthy is Mike White? We forgot to touch on that. He got folded like
yeah, you're
Jesus
right. He's
Christ.
day to day too. Mike White is day to
He
day.
got
So
folded. I don't, if I
he got
see
rocked.
Zach Wilson on the field,
He might.
like,
I mean, when I see a Zach Wilson come back, hopefully, look, they
hell
better
no.
pray. They better
First of all,
pray
no,
Mike White's
hold on.
healthy enough.
I don't even think he comes back though, because Joe Flacco's still there. He's still the backup technically.
But
He's
but I think they said, look, they talked about Robert Saleh, maybe it was coach speak, but they're like, yo, we want to see what he can do. Maybe if he sits down, maybe he's motivated. That's how about motivation. If being benched from Mike White doesn't motivate you after your number 2 pick, nothing's going on. Because if Zach Wilson goes out there and just sucks it up again and can't make basic throws, then the writing's on the wall. They're just going to move.
You might have to make a business decision on some, like, you know what? I don't want to make my situation worse, so just bench me for the season type shit. Because this isn't exactly the matchup he wants to go against. Because it's not like Detroit's going to lay down and just
Detroit's defense is Swiss cheese, so this is the matchup he wants to play against.
So with Zach Wilson, I don't think he wants to get embarrassed.
He gets
Kirk Cousins. They got embarrassed with that loss against the Swiss cheese defense.
He lost, but he put up numbers though. But I digress. Okay. ED exec. Should I start Swift or J.K. Dobbins? I like J.K. J.K. Dobbins. Swift has been hard to trust, so definitely J.K.
Did you not see that running back split last week?
Yeah, I know.
Sheesh.
Toronto Dave. PPR start 1. Lenny, Foreman, or Pittman? Give me Pittman. 100%. Yep, we are on the same page. Ooh, okay, now Jay Jackson's question that we wanted to touch on for a while. Okay. Ken Walker, ankle or Kamara?
Ken. No, actually, I'm not. I'm lying.
I'm doing Kamara. I don't know how his ankles, if he's going to be okay. If he's practice report's going to be a big thing. It's hard to trust somebody in the fantasy playoffs coming off an ankle injury.
Niners too.
Yeah, and then I guess the Niners. Nah, give me Kamara, my guy. Yeah. Okay, question. Start 2 full PPR. Fizzle again. Pittman, Watson, Judy, Godwin. 2. I think I know. Godwin's been eaten.
I'm going Pittman and Watson, honestly, just based on the matchup.
I thought about it too, but Godwin, I didn't see it. I don't have his stats up from last week, but I mean, Godwin's the wide receiver one of the Bucks.
Oh yeah,
definitely not Judy. Watson, I can't sit Watson. He's been electric. I'm playing Watson.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I might actually go Pittman Watson too. I think I'm gonna go Pittman Watson too, but Godwin's in the conversation. I just know I'm not playing Judy.
They got the Bengals this week.
Question. If they get 4 to 7 inches of snow, oh my gosh. In Buffalo, which offense do you trust more? Man, this makes me sad. Oh, my Dolphins. My Dolphins have been sucking,
y'all. To get turned into filet mignon.
But here's the thing. And also, it's just the Dolphins are coming off 2 bad losses, and they're going to Buffalo when it's supposed to be snowing.
A elite defense.
I mean, I don't think Buffalo's defense is elite.
Top 5.
49ers defense is elite. Buffalo's defense is good. Let's not get.
All right, let me rephrase that. They're going up against a good defense, so therefore they're going to get the ass kicked.
It's just I will say this. I think this has been a murderous row. I mean, they should have won the Chargers game, but the 49ers defense, Buffalo defense, it's rough, right? The Dolphins are gonna get through the stretch, and then they're gonna, they'll play the Patriots and they'll play Packers. But
no, they ain't there. I'll tell you that.
No, they got enough, man. They got Matt Milano, Jordan Poyer. Like they got enough, man. I just feel like, but I think it's just the cold, right? Obviously, going from Miami to Buffalo,
heaters to LA.
Exactly, they brought heaters to LA. So they brought heaters to LA. God knows what's going to happen.
55 degrees. And
also the problem is too is like the key to playing in that kind of snow is being able to run the ball. Jeff Wilson's injured with that, and also we were not looking great running the ball anyway. I
don't know what happened.
I'm expecting. If the Dolphins somehow win this game, I would be shocked. I would absolutely be shocked. But as a fan, I would absolutely love it. But if I'm a betting man, I just want to see some life from the Dolphins. I really just want to see some life, just some offense, kind of way back. Even if they lose the game, if we could just see some semblance of what they look like early in the year, I think it will be encouraging, even if they take that out. But I trust the Buffalo Bills offense more. Okay. Damon asked, I traded Miles Sanders for a late 23 first. Did I walk away with enough? Yes, I think you did. I think in Dynasty, Miles Sanders, that's no one's going to give you more than a first for him. So I think it's a fair value. All right. Jay, healthy. Oh, no, you're right. This is about T. Higgins. Okay. Should I play J.K. Dobbins? Yes, you should play J.K. Dobbins, especially after the week he
Over
had.
who?
Over who is right, but I like him better than a lot of people. I think he could be. He balled out last week. I think he could ball out again. I think
they're going to run the ball.
exactly because of the quarterback injuries, they're gonna run the ball even more. So I like J.K. a lot.
120, boy.
Should I start Kirk Cousins or Justin Fields? Anytime it's a question about Justin Fields, I'm playing Justin Fields.
Yeah,
His upset. I feel like the only time I'm questioning playing Justin Fields if it's like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, or Jalen Hurts are the only people that I would consider not playing Justin Fields over. Just that rushing upside is absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, I am absolutely playing Justin Fields, my guy. Okay, Matthew Chester. Need to start 2. Hunt, Singletary, Swift. Who you got, LQ?
With the snow, probably Singletary, but we've been wrong about that before in the past. Swift can't be trusted with that split, and Hunt has just been boring.
He's been horrible. This is easy for me.
Singletary and Swift.
Yeah, you and I are on the same page. Easy. Start. And Njoku actually looked really good last week. Dulcich has been
on the climb. He's on
the climb is from down here, bro. He's been garbage. He's getting better, but that's because he's been so ass. And I know he hasn't played football in a while, but man,
700 days.
Look, and he looks like it, bro. He looks like us playing out there. That's an exaggeration, but nah.
I'm about to say nah.
Nah. Listen, I'm just exaggerating. He's still Deshaun Watson in terms of playing. Yeah. He'll get back to form eventually, but he's not been great. Who you got? Njoku or Dulcich?
Njoku, absolutely.
Because also Russell Wilson. We don't know if he's even playing
on the field. You seen his eyes?
Yeah, he was lost in space. So I'm gonna go Njoku. Okay, Waller's on waiver. Is on the waiver. Any upside in the playoffs? Hold on, Njoku. No, Waller's been horrible, and he's been injured. I will leave him on waivers.
Let him live and breathe there.
Okay, Highwood or Chiggy? Oh, the tight end for Tennessee. 2.0. Ooh.
If it's 2.0, I will go Chiggy.
Yeah. Chiggy's he's been very involved recently or been part of that offense. I like Chiggy. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Oakland's finest. Who's the odd man out of this group? D-Hop, Evans, Lockett, or Olave? Evans. With Colt McCoy though. I think it's still Evans.
It's definitely Evans. Because you got Lockett who scored 6 touchdowns in a row. Olave is 40 receiving yards per game.
But we know it's not Lockett or Olave. It's D-Hop or Evans. So I think it's it.
You can't go against D-Hop.
Oh, we got a question. Okay. What's a good kicker to stream this week? I wish I had my homie Linda, Lindelians. Make sure you follow her. So it's Linda, kind of like spelled like Lindell Lions on Twitter. She's a kicker guru. Make sure y'all follow her.
Elliott. Who? I've been rocking with him. Jake Elliott. I don't know. I've been rocking with him for the whole season.
I say Tyler Bass too. The way I see it, one of my keys to streaming kickers, look for ones on a good offense. Good offense, scoring a lot of points. Those are usually some safe ones. Or if there's offenses that could drive down the field, but sometimes struggle in the red zone, so they have to kick. Those are kind of some of my defaults when I'm looking for a kicker. But like Tyler Bass, know they're going to be snowing, so I'm not going to like that. But Detroit, just whoever Detroit kickers is, Minnesota's kicker, people like that who we're going to pull up points
per game. Put it like that.
Yeah. So and also look at the over-unders. Look at the over-unders for games, a high-scoring game. You're going to want the kicker for that game. So that's always kind of a good rule of thumb when streaming kickers. Okay. Start 2. Etienne, Dobbins, Pacheco, Hunt.
Pacheco and Dobbins.
Is I think Etienne Dobbins for me. I know Etienne's kind of been on the decline, but I think I'm gonna go Etienne Dobbins. But Dobbins,
Yes, sir.
what is up, my favorite cat? What's going on, Mr. Scampers? Oh man, so I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Campers. I like Younghoe Koo. Younghoe Koo, he's kind of the offense is. I don't know how the offense is gonna look with Ritter, but I don't
It's a
mind just
division game,
streaming
man.
him.
They're gonna get close and then they're gonna kick it a bunch.
All right. Last question, Mr. Scampers. Okay. Halfway PPR. Kenneth Walker versus San Francisco if he plays. London at New Orleans. Oof. Definitely Pittman for me. What about you?
Pittman, even though London turned up in week 1, but that was week 1. So
I'm going Pittman.
give me Pittman.
I think Pittman, London, Kenneth Walker. I just know how he's gonna look with that ankle, and he's going against the toughest defense in the league.
Yeah, I wouldn't even expect much from him if he's all banged up against the number 1 defense. So there's that.
I agree. Well, guys, that is it for us tonight, man. You guys are dope as always, man. We appreciate you guys so much. LQ, let the people know where they can find you, man.
All right. Well, you can find me at Real Deal Fantasy on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and of course on Twitter. That is my home base. You see the face, you know the case.
Hell, make sure y'all liking this video. You're subscribing to the YouTube channel. You can find me at T King Mode, basically on all social media platforms. But if you really want my fantasy stuff, I'm at Twitter. That's my home base. And look, we're gonna be back again on Thursday for this Thursday halftime show. We haven't done it in a while. I miss it, man. Just life's been busy, but there's only so many Thursday games left. So listen, man.
Yes,
we
sir.
gonna make it happen. So, guys. Make sure you tune in. Look, we're gonna be back next Tuesday doing our thing, man. Thank you guys.
It's my birthday tomorrow, motherfucker. I forgot to say that.
Thanks, your birthday. Oh, snap, this man. Oh, we gotta do something special for LQ's birthday, man. But all right, y'all. You have a good night. We appreciate y'all. Deuces.
Peace.
Deuces.